Welcome to The Dark Ones, a radio drama. Chapter 1. Lightning cracks across a dark sky, followed by a loud clap of thunder that rolls across the land. The rain hasn't started yet, but it's clear that this is going to be a storm for the ages. Another flash of lightning illuminates a quaint Eastern European town. Cobblestone roads cut between simple stone buildings and pointed spires. A lone, foreboding castle sits atop a hill overlooking the settlement. Yet another flash illuminates a shanty sign that's constructed just outside of town. It creaks and swings in the turbulent wind. Its fading, painted letters read, Transylvania.
Pardon me.
A gangly girl pushed her way through the buzzing crowd that had gathered in front of one of the town's cottages. R.M. Renfield had pointed features and donned a cloak that fit as poorly as her lanky adolescent body. She clutched her hat and pushed deeper into the crowd.
Terribly sorry. Excuse me.
The crowd did little to accommodate her measly request, but somehow she managed to slide her way to the cottage door.
Hey, what are you...
A roaring fire greeted the girl inside. It warmed the room and cast light on Dr. John Seward, who was attending to a sickly, bedridden woman. The doctor turned to the newcomer and motioned for her to come.
Right away, sir.
Renfield pulled out a mason jar filled with a twisted root from her cloak and handed it over.
There was only this.
I did not expect there to be more. You've done what was requested.
Doctor.
Don't worry, Lucy. This should soothe your pain.
Doctor.
Hush. It'll be over soon.
Renfield watched tentatively as the doctor placed the root in Lucy's mouth. Her eyes drifted down to the woman's large, pregnant stomach.
Ready, Lucy?
I'm
Hold on there. I'm going to need you to push, okay? Stay with me now. 1, 2, 3, push!
What's wrong with her?
She's gone.
Outside the cottage, the villagers were still waiting impatiently. Seward and Renfield made their way out to face the crowd.
What's the news?
What about the child?
They did not make it.
To the castle!
A lone, caped figure watched this ordeal from inside the castle that loomed overhead the town. The storm's light reflected off his pale, gaunt face, and his dark eyes were concerned as they studied the moving mass of people and fire. Count Dracula did not look pleased. Dracula made haste as he wound through the castle's cavernous corridors past portraits of his ancestor. He arrived at the front entrance and reached for a large wooden lever that was affixed to a series of gears near the door, winding up the drawbridge outside.
Grab hold of the drawbridge before it closes!
I've got it! Ready? Throw! It's hooked!
Pull! Pull! One more time! Pull! Forward!
Into the castle!
Bring a torch here.
Here.
Let us see what form this beast takes.
What's that?
Quiet! I shall speak to it. Your evil has killed a woman and her child.
I have done nothing.
Your life is a small price to pay for the curse you've laid.
I only wish there was something I could say to make you see the truth.
You're a liar. Attack!
Dracula disappeared into a whisk of black smoke.
Destroy this place.
Sir? Dr. Seward?
Follow me. We will not be deceived by this monster.
Of course, sir.
Here, take this rifle.
Yes, sir.
Learn to use it before the world demands you do so.
I will.
Tonight, we do the world a justice. Listen. Come. Our monster's this way.
Should we tell the others?
There's no need. There is little that can stop determination and righteous cause. Quick! Into the tower.
Is that...
Stay back from the edge. Guard me if need be, and do not fear your weapon.
What will you do?
Hold. beast! You have met your end. Turn to face me if you have any humanity.
I am not who you think I am.
I know what you are. Foul, rotten, scourge of the earth. You have plagued our towns from this castle for far too long.
I have not left these walls in centuries. Believe me,
What is there to believe in the words of a monster?
I am no concern of yours.
You are evil!
Dr. Seward and Renfield watched as Dracula plummeted to earth. A flash of blackness found the once good doctor's eyes, a blackness that was deep and endless. The wind and the rain struck Dracula's skin, each wave coming harder than the last. The vampire closed his eyes, finding concentration, and then a bat. Behind him, Castle Dracula was ablaze. Dracula's wings fought against the pounding rain, but it was too little, too late. A crack of lightning arced nearby, sending the Count for a loop. The conditions were far too harsh for even him. He struggled with the last of his depleted energy, but it was not enough. Wind tossed him sideways, and then in a moment he was falling for what seemed like ages. A blur of images crossed his mind's eye. The castle, the crazed villagers. Oh, what a life he had lived. And then there was only silence. Welcome back to The Dark Ones, Chapter 2. The sun shone bright through the thick leaf canopy, casting hard shadows on the forest below. A single leaf detached from a tree and fell quietly to the ground until it found its target, Count Dracula. The vampire lay crumpled on the ground against a tree. His clothes were torn and his face was dirty. He stirred slightly as the leaf touched his face and shifted his legs out of the tree's shadows and into the sun's beams. His skin immediately sizzled and he sprung awake. Dracula curled back into the shadows and analyzed his surroundings. It was about midday and the bright light of the sun had eliminated any chance of his movement. The Count flicked up his collar and waited patiently until nightfall. A bat flew through the foliage, weaving in and out of trees towards the warm light of a village up ahead. Dracula transitioned behind a building and then paced out around the corner with his cape and hood up tightly around his head. The village around him was grimy and muddy, and its people shared the same resemblance. It was a far cry from the sophistication of Transylvania. Dracula pushed into the first welcome building he could find, a pub with the words, "The Weary Hound," painted atop its entryway. The musty room was rowdy and drenched in alcohol. No one seemed to notice the newcomer, save for one man tucked back in a corner. Dracula glanced at him, but his features were covered by the dim lighting. The Count put his head down and slid to the end of the bar. A mustached bartender glanced over at him in between serving rounds.
What do you want? Hello?
Me?
Who else does it look like I'm talking to? What do you have?
Oh. Nothing.
I've got friends in here that specialize in nothing. I'm sure they'd be happy to help.
Oh, no. I mean no ill will. I'll have an ale, then.
Right. One ale. You've got an odd face. You know that? I don't think I like your features. One ale for the stranger.
Thank you.
Looks like you've got a friend.
Who?
You're a weird one, eh? Sitting back here like you ain't here. I see what you're doing.
Calm down, Toby. Don't make me regret that last drink.
I don't regret nothing. I'm merely commenting on our guest.
I'm sorry, sir.
Sir? Sir.
I should go.
Don't go. There's a lot of freaks coming through here, you know? How are you gonna pay your keep?
I'm sorry, sir. I just don't want any trouble.
Trouble? I'm just having good fun. Trouble's not on my mind. Come on, then. You want trouble? I've got loads of trouble if you're looking.
Let go of me.
I tell ya! Are those fangs?
They're nothing.
You're a...
2 rounds on me, huh?
The man who had noticed Dracula earlier threw a large bag of coins onto the bar, cueing the bartender to begin filling rounds as quickly as the patrons could grab them. The man lunged forward and grabbed Dracula's arm, his features still shrouded beneath an excessive headscarf.
Come with me.
I'll be on my way.
This way.
Sir! Thanks. I'll go.
Count Dracula.
What did you say?
I know who you are. I know what you are.
I mean you no harm, if that's what you're implying.
Appearances are a deceiving thing. I'm no stranger to that fact.
I'll be on my way then.
If I may, what brings you here? You're a long way from home.
I appreciate your kindness, but I really should go.
Well, it's curiosity more than anything. I find it rather peculiar that two people with our similarities should meet this way.
How do you mean?
The world is an odd place, Count Dracula. Very odd indeed.
The mysterious man reached up to his scarf, unwrapped it, and then stepped into the dim lantern light, revealing a distinct lack of a head underneath. He pulled off both of his gloves as well, and held up empty sleeves. What in the...
My name is Dr. Jack Griffin, although most tales of my existence simply refer to me as the Invisible Man. Do I have a sufficient amount of your attention now?
Is it some trick of the light?
Don't be silly. I am as much of an anomaly as you are, my fair count.
How do you know of me?
I will not lie. Your acquaintance is something I was not prepared to meet. I travel the world, observing and studying and striving to understand. My condition makes it easier for me than most people. I have heard many stories of people, things, and places, and hear more with each passing day. Your story is quite popular. I think I'd recognize the Count Dracula from some distance away.
Why are you telling me this?
I'm something of a fan of the oddities of this world.
I am not an oddity.
My apologies. Though, if I can ask you again, what brings you to this place?
I was driven out of my home. There was a storm. The people of my town were caught in a flurry of madness unlike any I've seen.
They think you are a monster.
I have been on this earth for 4 centuries, and it has shown me that I am nothing but that.
Do you truly feel that?
I have been told it enough.
But do you believe it?
No,
Where will you go now?
I have nowhere to go.
Would you be opposed to an offer of my companionship?
Where are you going?
I believe I could show you a different side to this world.
I'm not sure.
A day's rest, perhaps. I have a room at the inn in town. You won't be disturbed.
Thank you. Your kindness is appreciated. After the last day, I was beginning to think there was none left.
Kindness, I think, is the natural state of men. Come, let us rest.
Miles away, Dr. John Seward, now 2 days unshaven and gaunt from a sleepless night, slouched back against the pub's wall, half asleep.
Dr. Seward, are you...
Huh? Sorry, Father McIntyre. It's been a day.
Understandable. I was saying about the funerary arrangements.
Right.
Don't blame yourself. Natural causes are not always easy to understand.
There was nothing natural about this.
But the demon has been cast out.
Yes.
The girl will be buried tonight, as per your request.
Good.
Is there anything else I can do to serve you?
No. Vengeance was my only desire.
Yeah, big tall guy. White face. You should have seen him.
What did he say?
I'm sorry, I don't catch your meaning.
Quiet!
The weirdest part was they said he had 2 fangs sticking out of his teeth. I don't know what to make of that.
Sir, what did you just say?
What?
About a man with fangs.
Yeah, he came through town last night. Nearly started a scene.
Where?
A full day's ride south. Why?
The doctor had no further words. He rushed to his office on the outskirts of town, where Renfield was busy organizing the trinket-filled room.
Renfield, pack 2 bags and gather the horses. We leave immediately.
What? Where are we going?
To finish what I started.
Count Dracula was relieved to wake up to the cool blue light of the moon. Griffin was seated at a desk across the room, working through a thick billfold of papers.
Pardon, I didn't mean to wake you.
No, it's fine. I didn't mean to disturb your work.
Oh, not work, per se. I have some friends in Egypt that I've been meaning to visit.
Egypt. I went there once when I was a boy. I'd like to go back. Maybe that's where I'll go.
For now, I think a good day's rest is all you need.
No, I feel fine.
If I may ask, is it truly sleep?
It feels the same as when I was alive, but my memory tends to fail me that far back.
Intriguing.
Thank you, by the way. My attitude got the better of me last night.
I understand. 400 years in a castle must not have helped either.
No, I suppose not.
We should go. We'll want to cover enough ground to ensure that you have ample shelter during the day.
Where are we going?
I guess the answer is wherever they are not. Look, through the window.
No.
Friends of yours?
Those are the ones that drove me out.
Splendid.
What do we do?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the window is an option for you. It's dark enough that a bat won't cause much of a scene.
Yes, but what will you do?
Believe me, this is not the first time I've been in this situation. Go. I will meet you outside.
Dr. Seward, which way?
Here.
There's nothing here.
Search the room. We would have seen them escape.
What's this? Old clothes on the ground. They've escaped.
No. They couldn't have gone far. Fan out. Find them now.
Find them where, sir?
Do not doubt me.
And good riddance.
Dr. Seward and the Transylvanians continued to tear apart the town in their pursuit, but to no avail. Meanwhile, Griffin bundled back up and made his way to the forest where Dracula was waiting anxiously. Where could he be? What have I gotten myself into?
My fair count. You look worried.
Griffin, how are we going to escape this town? They're crawling everywhere.
Well, we'll need a horse.
A horse?
Unless you think you can carry me.
How are we going to get a horse? You should have brought one.
I'm afraid my appearance is a bit too egregious for our new acquaintances. However, a bat's claws are just large enough to grasp a rope.
Are you asking me to steal a horse?
Oh, Count, I'm merely suggesting a solution for both of our assured safety. So, yes, you must steal a horse.
I'm not sure about this.
Did you enjoy being pent up in your castle?
Pardon?
Did you enjoy your self-imposed prison?
I don't know what you're getting at.
There are precious few moments, Count Dracula, when life presents you with an obvious doorway to enlightenment. How would you like to ride into this forest with me and open one up?
Where are the stables?
Just past the inn, that way.
Be ready.
Renfeld, stay back at the stables. We're creating a perimeter. This monster will not escape our sights.
Yes, sir.
Keep your gun close and your finger ready. Fire at will.
Yes, sir.
I will return.
I'm just happy to be away from it all. You understand. Don't seem so worried. We'll be out of your hair soon. Oh, how'd your rope get undone? Here, let me... Oh! A bat? Don't go. It's just a bat. Dr. Seward!
Griffin, we've been found out.
Found out? You've done wonderfully. This is a fine horse.
There was a girl. She saw me.
There are plenty of bats out there.
There they are. After them.
Then again, I stand corrected. Shall we?
Shall we what?
This way. Kya!
They're not far. Into the forest. Rifles at the front.
I've got a shot.
Aim for the bat. For the bat!
I missed.
Reload. Don't let them get away.
Dracula, this way. To the river.
We've got them. Kia! Don't back off. Fire. I'll handle this myself. Kia!
He's gaining. Count, I'm going to need your help. I believe the river is just wide enough that when you transform, you should be able to carry us both. Come down onto the horse.
I see you, beast.
What do you mean? There's no way I can manage to get us both over the water.
Do you see another option?
Reload.
Fine, but I can't swim.
Good motivation, then. Ready?
Now!
Push.
No!
We're almost there. Drop! We're safe.
We're safe. I did it.
The door has been opened.
Are you okay?
Yes. Let's go. They're thick-skulled, but they'll figure something out.
I'll be fine if we never see them again.
I wouldn't count on that. We'll follow the river. There will be caves up ahead. Although we may not need them.
This is further than I've gone since I was a boy. I do not know this world.
It is much bigger than this forest, that I can tell you.
Where will we go? I have nowhere to call home.
I believe all people are in constant pursuit of answers, of knowledge. There was something odd about our attackers that I'd like to solve. I have seen the terrors of men, but that was something else.
I have been feared my whole life. You don't understand.
That was not fear. It runs deeper than that. Keep your eyes open, as wide as they can.
Is everyone like that?
No. I think I know of someone close by who may have had some experience in this area.
Is it safe?
Safe is a relative term. You'll like it.
I like being out here. I feel calm.
It's untouched by the world of man.
The evils of man.
Something like that.
If I ask something, will you be honest?
Honest is a relative term.
Do you think they'll find us soon?
Soon, yes. But they won't look here.
Where will they be looking?
Oh, they'll be looking where we're going. That's just good strategy.
I'm not sure I appreciate the humor.
Ah, you need to learn to liven up.
Now you're just being insulting.
Ha! Now it comes out.
Welcome back to The Dark Ones, Chapter 3. Ella Talbot woke up slowly and stared at the ceiling in her shanty one-room flat. Without much ceremony, she pulled on her thick wool clothes and made for the door, pausing only to glance at a torn photograph on her dresser. It showed a formal portrait of a cleaner, younger version of herself with a smiling man. Ella pushed it out of mind and exited the room. The town of Solka sprawled across the river below her apartment, like a hand struggling to keep its grasp. The harbor community was rubbed black with coal from the various vessels that filled its dilapidated docks. Ella wound through the narrow streets and into Solka's central market, which was bustling with early morning energy.
Ella, good morning.
Pleasure, as always.
What do you want?
This sausage. 4 crowns?
How often do you intend to insult me, Ella?
Once a day, at least.
Your attitude is going to get the better of you someday.
Better it than you.
4 crowns.
Cheers.
Ella nicked 2 more sausages as the shopkeeper turned to his stand and made her way down to the harbor, where the exceptionally crusty Captain Chauncey was waiting for her.
I wish you'd come late and give me a reason to fire you.
I let my work speak for itself.
Some people would say that about their personalities.
Some people.
Where are your bags? We're shipping out tonight.
What? You said it was gonna be tomorrow morning.
They need this shipment downriver by tomorrow morning, so we leave tonight. It's business as usual, Ella. Is that gonna be a problem?
No.
Good, because there's a lot of other sorry fools in this hellhole who I'm sure would appreciate the job.
And none of them will do as good a job as I do.
Get to work.
As you wish, Your Majesty.
Hey, Ella, get up on the ship. All these crates need to get underneath.
What? Too much for you?
I'm keeping you on track.
I know how to do my job.
Then do it.
That's it. We're all loaded on.
Ooh, Ella, looks like someone fancies ya. Look down the dock there.
Ugh, what the?
How about it?
I'm fine as long as I've got you.
Oh, you're too much. You should go say hi.
I'll show you hi.
Settle down and gather round. We take off at midnight. So if you're in a gutter somewhere, that's on you.
Looks like it might storm again tonight.
Storm or no storm, we're leaving. The money's too good. Now get on with yourself.
Let's go to the pub.
Lazy good for nothing.
What's that, Ella?
Nothing.
How about you go say hi to your friend on the dock? You should compliment him on that scarf.
Goodbye, Victor. You, listen. I don't know who the hell you are, but I've seen you watching me all day.
I'm afraid I can't quite say the same for you.
What?
Ella Talbot. You're a far away from Charleston.
Who are you?
All in good time. I've simply come to have a quick chat.
I've got better things to do with my time.
Oh, why, of course. Night is fast approaching, and if I'm not mistaken, that spells trouble for you. Should be a nice moon, though.
I swear I'll... What the... Where's your head?
There's a few things I'd like to discuss with you, Ella.
What are you?
Did you really think you were the only one with a secret?
No.
I can help with it, if you'd only talk.
Get away!
Ella!
Ella sprinted through the city, towards the dense forest that surrounded the gorge.
Out of my way!
Overhead, a bright, full moon peered out from the growing storm clouds, casting an ominous glow over Solka. Ella burst into the dark forest, but only made it a few feet before her body seized and became rigid.
No!
Her body curled down, sprouting fur along her spine. Her limbs extended and her fingers became claws. Ella launched into the forest, now completely transformed into a werewolf. Panic struck Solka like a lightning bolt.
What was that? Beast! It's coming!
Griffin wasted no time. He rushed through the narrow city streets and into the forest where Dracula was waiting for him.
Griffin, I saw a monster.
That's her, all right. You remember what we talked about?
Unfortunately.
This one's all you, my friend. I just need you to tee it up for me.
I thought we were running away from the trouble.
I don't think I ever said that.
Oh. Of course not.
Go, now. I'll meet you up top.
Whether I'll still be there is to be determined.
Dracula made his way up the steep gorge that surrounded Solka, tracking the werewolf as it bound up the rock side.
I am no enemy of yours. I do not mean to fight you. I was told by a friend to give you this moon root.
The gnarled root in his hand emanated a soft glow.
Please, my companion has business with you. I do not. I am not a monster. I was told you are not either. I need to give this to you. I do not mean to harm you. Forgive me.
I trust it wasn't too much trouble.
Do you think it's funny to sneak up on people?
Well, I wouldn't want to waste my condition, now would I?
You're kidding.
You're catching on.
Well, here you are. How long before she turns back into a wolf thing?
That piece of moon root is good for a good few hours. At last.
You've been tracking her.
Yeah, keeping tabs. She's not so different from you, as a matter of fact. Driven from her home, she's been getting by traveling on boats. Fascinating.
It's a wonder she hasn't killed an entire village.
Oh, she has. How do you think I've been keeping tabs?
I'd only ever heard stories of werewolves. I was not sure they were real.
Legends are a fascinating thing, Count Dracula.
Apparently.
Maybe we should bring her home. I have a feeling we have a big night ahead of us.
Welcome back to The Dark Ones, Chapter 4. Ella came to all at once and practically fell off her bed and onto her flat floor.
You two! What are you doing here?
Aha, Miss Talbot. Good to see you awake.
How'd you get in?
I told you she'd be angry.
You're blocked for now, even with the full moon. Don't bother, you'll just tire yourself out.
What's wrong with me?
The moon root. You had a small dose, but it's still enough to keep you human for a few hours.
Damn it!
Please, let me help you pick that up.
No. Who are you?
Just an interested bystander.
I'm nothing to be interested in.
I beg to differ. It's not every day I come across someone with your ability.
What about your friend? It's a regular freak show around here, isn't it?
Please, I just want to talk.
Well, you picked a damn good day to do it. If you don't leave here, I'll kill the both of you.
Ella, I believe I'm the man you've been looking for.
I'm not looking for anyone.
Well, that went about as well as I thought it would have.
Not well at all.
Precisely.
Look, here. A portrait.
Interesting. I've seen this photo before. That's her fiancé.
Who is she?
Why, a werewolf.
I'd like to think that her attempt on my life was enough to merit one serious answer.
So it would seem. She's one of us, I think. An outcast. I've been loosely tracking her for years through various clippings and whatnot.
There are enough clippings to track?
Well, if you're paying attention. 12 incidents over the last 7 years. I'm just the one who's connecting the dots.
She is on the run.
See, you hid from who you are. She fled from it. She's done a good enough job at containing her alter ego, just not good enough.
So why do we need to talk to her?
Because she'll understand.
Understand what?
I think we're still figuring that out. Fate brought us together, but now we're taking things into our own hands. Let's go. We don't want to let her get too far ahead. Take that picture there, would you?
You're late. 1 minute past.
You're kidding me.
Care to comment?
I got held up.
I told you I was looking for an excuse.
Try me.
Fortunately, the rest of the crew went out for drinks and wenches and bought you some time. Now load up.
Fine.
Shame about these clouds. It was a nice moon.
Sure. What the? How did this get in here?
Well, you forgot that photo in your room. I figured you'd want it.
Where are you? Reveal yourself.
I don't know if that would do us any good. I'm only here to help.
I don't need help!
Ella, have you had a bit too much to drink?
Have you?
Maybe a few pints here or there.
Wonderful. Just what we needed.
Are you trying to say something about me?
Are you gonna be the one to take the blame when the shipment doesn't get in on time?
There's that award-winning attitude.
Let's go! We're out!
You heard him. Let's go!
You're so eager to go.
Do you mind?
You're a weird one, aren't you? Why don't we see you around?
You're not exactly someone I want to be around.
Funny. Very funny. Say, who's this?
Excuse me?
In this photo. Very nice.
Give that!
I'm looking. Is this your husband? A wild man for a wild woman.
I swear to God, you close your mouth.
You've got a lot to say tonight. Yeah, you freak.
Get this thing going!
You heard him. I'll get this engine going if you can't.
If I can't?
That's what I said.
Are you sick or just wrong in the head?
You should leave. Now.
Is something the matter?
Get away.
Get away? Like you're the only one that can do work around here.
You don't understand.
I reckon it's time I teach you a lesson.
Get out.
What the?
What the devil is going on? Get this ship moving!
Something's happened to Ella. There's a monster.
You're drunk.
Run!
Dracula, come here.
Where are you?
Here, listen to me. Every life on this boat is at risk. We've got to save them from the werewolf.
And you said you just wanted to talk.
Oh, Count, I appreciate your attempt at humor, but your timing's a bit off.
Where is Ella?
I'll take care of her and make sure there's no one left down here. You need to take care of the crew.
Fine. I'll be back to make sure you don't die.
The boat's going down!
Everyone, this way!
Who are you?
There is no time. I can get you to safety.
The engine's exploded!
Please, trust me. I can save you.
Save us how?
Hold on.
How did you?
I need to get the others. Get back! You're a monster! You freak! You!
Got you. Let it hit. I've got you. Let's get out of here.
Please. Is this everyone?
We're missing one more!
Let me help.
Let go of me, monster!
How do you mean?
What's wrong with that man?
Look! That man has fangs for teeth!
Please.
He's a beast, like the monster on the ship!
I'm not. I'm trying to
Back
help.
up! He has caused this thing!
Help! Help!
I must go to my friends. I am sorry.
Where's the crew?
Safely ashore.
I've got her. She'll be human for the rest of the night.
What now?
We need to find shelter. Can you get the both of us?
I will try.
I'll try to ask you again. Do you have a destination?
I don't trust what I can't see.
I'm sorry, I can't do more to alleviate that.
Let me ask you again. What the hell do you want from me?
Pardon my saying, but I'm familiar with your career. Town to town, hoping the next job won't be the one you mess up. You were doing so well, too.
So what? You found me out.
That's far less dramatic. I'm simply interested in you.
I've heard that from a lot of people with guns pointed at my head.
I believe I can help you control it.
I already can.
Even on a full moon. Moon route can prevent any more incidents.
You did your research. I've asked a lot of people a lot of questions, and none of them have had an answer.
One of my proudest traits.
You know what those newspapers you read don't say? That I killed my husband the first time I transformed. Killed him in cold blood. Woke up the next morning in a pool of it. Don't talk to me about controlling it because you think you know what it's like to be different.
Ella,
I am a monster! Did you see what I did back there?
Then why are you trying?
I'm only trying to run.
And is that not caring?
It's fending for my own life.
Then what about this?
Why do you still have that photo?
Don't you care about him?
There's no use in caring for the dead. He's already gone.
Ella, don't you ever want to go home?
I don't have one.
Take more root. At least one root's good for one night. It'll block your ability completely. A parting gift.
Fine. Thanks.
Count?
That went well.
No, it did not. We'll stay here for the night. We could probably use the rest.
This tree cover is not much. We'll need to find a cave.
Very well. You know, I do wonder if I could do something about your sensitivity to the sun. Perhaps some type of cream could guard your skin.
Not everything has a cure, Doctor.
I'm not so sure of that.
Are we letting her go back? Won't they come after her?
She's reliably stubborn. I guess there's something to be said for consistency.
Why did we go to her in the first place?
Call me crazy, but I wouldn't mind having the lethal wolf thing on our side.
The bat thing wasn't enough?
We'll take shelter for the day and then go at sunset. We're not exactly doing a good job at covering our trail.
Go where?
I do seem to be guiding this escapade, don't I?
I am quite useless in that regard.
Well, without you, I'd be dead several times over.
But without me, there would be no one chasing us.
We could probably go back and forth with this all day.
Probably.
Good for nothing. Invisible man and vampire. Who do they think I am? I'll just go back, come up with some excuse, and... Who are they with down there? Is that... No!
What did you say your name was?
Jack Seward, continue on with what you were saying.
Well, you wouldn't believe it, even if you saw it with your own eyes. The thing was a proper beast who would turn into a bat at a moment's notice. Never in all of my days.
That's the Count.
A foul beast. A plague on this earth.
What devilry is this?
You said there was another?
Yes, a woman who took the form of a wolf. We lost one of our own to her claws.
No doubt another sent in the name of evil.
But how do we kill it?
If that's even possible. We've been in pursuit for days.
I think the real question is, what are we facing here?
Beasts.
Who are you, sir?
He's not with us.
Monsters. Creatures. Call them what you will. It all means the same thing. I've seen many in my travels, of all different shapes, sizes.
And how is it that you find yourself here with us?
Do you mind if I sit?
I only mind that you make us familiar with your person.
I've been on the trail of the one you speak of, the werewolf. I'm something of an expert in things treacherous. I believe you'll find my services to be helpful.
What do you want?
To rid the world of these foul creatures. I am going to kill them, with your help.
And what makes you think you can do that?
Simply put, because that is who I am. My name is Abraham Van Helsing.
Welcome back to The Dark Ones, Chapter 5. Something is coming.
Something.
I hear footsteps. Fierce. Fast. The wolf.
I hear them now.
Brace yourself.
I was wrong.
I wasn't expecting that.
They're coming for me. For us. There's a whole group of them.
We already knew that.
You don't understand. There's this man with them. He's made a sport of hunting me for years, ever since I was endowed with this curse.
Van Helsing.
Who?
How did you know?
I've encountered the self-proclaimed monster hunter before, even if he doesn't know it. I'm aware of his reputation.
He's going to find us.
Yes.
There's nowhere to run. To hide.
No.
That's a lie. I've spent my whole life running.
Not this time.
So what do you suggest we do?
We stand. We fight.
You're right.
You two are crazy.
Crazy saved your life, not to mention your crew.
How long are you gonna hold that one over my head?
As long as I need to. Unfortunately, we don't have the means or the facility to stage our defense.
Yeah? So where the hell are we going?
To see an old friend.
The village of Goldstadt lay nestled between rolling green hills, simple and traditionally Bavarian. Ella and Griffin wound through the village's streets, keeping a low profile.
So who is this guy?
He's a hard man to reach, but we've known each other for years.
If you're such good friends, why is he so hard to reach?
The cost of brilliance. I think we're only allotted so much energy in this life, and he certainly used his fair share.
Speaking a language I can understand here.
I guess you'll see sooner rather than later.
Do people ever notice?
Notice what?
The fact that you cover your whole goddamn face?
Like it looks, I'm sure. But you'd be surprised how much people are willing to believe.
I'm not so sure I would.
Here we are.
This? You think we're far enough away from the rest of town?
He admires his privacy.
And this fence, it's a little sharp, don't you think?
Who am I to judge?
Hard man to reach, eh? What's he hiding back there?
You have no idea.
So, how do we get in?
Knocking would be a good place to start.
Sure, except the door is 50 meters away.
Oh, look here. He's fashioned a knocker for us right at the gate.
Huh. Clever.
That's one word for him. Would you do the honor?
So...
How about we try again?
If he didn't come the first...
Try again.
He might not even be home.
No, he's in there. He never leaves. He can't.
And why is that?
Because the world won't let him. It's the same for all of us. We're all just looking for a window to crawl out of.
At that point, I might as well make my own window.
Greetings.
Excuse me.
What are you doing over here? Your faces are not ones I'm familiar with.
You're not the only one.
Shall I introduce my assistant?
Hello there.
Would you believe she's my wife?
Would you believe I don't care?
Be nice to the stranger, Ella.
Well, I don't mean to be a stranger. In fact, I'd like to invite you to my show tonight. It'll be a grand affair.
What kind of show would that be?
Magic, of course.
Ah, you pulled flowers out of your sleeve.
For you, my dear.
I'm fine.
There will be so much more where this came from if you come to my show tonight, especially if it's your first time in our fair town.
Oh, we'd love to come.
We would?
You would? The show starts at sundown. I promise it'll be a spectacle unlike any you've ever seen.
I appreciate the invitation.
We'll see you tonight.
Huzzah!
What was that?
Well, we have time to kill, and blending in with the locals wouldn't hurt.
I don't like that logic. Tell me you're not hiding something.
We're waiting for the man who lives in this house. That's all.
Why don't we just knock down the door?
I don't think I need to answer that. We'll get Dracula, enjoy the show, and come up with the next step when we need to.
Unless that next step finds us.
Even better.
Not far from Goldstadt, Dracula sat curled under a rickety wooden bridge, listening to travelers as they passed overhead. The sun was high and bright, painting a maze of hard shadows against the dusty ground. Dracula's black eyes flit down to a mouse as it scurried underneath the bridge. It had been days since he had fed, and his vampiric sense crept up to his consciousness like a vine. Dracula flipped between the shadows, struck the mouse in the neck, and dragged it back underneath the bridge's foundation. He sucked the rodent dry and then transformed back.
That was the weirdest thing I've seen in years. And I'm forced to become a wolf once a month.
When did you get back? What happened to Griffin's friend?
He's hiding, or not letting us in, or something like that. The Invisible Man was a bit sparse on the details.
So, what do? We only have a day's lead, maybe less. They'll be on our trail already.
Well, Griffin got us seats to the magic show.
What?
Don't ask. He said to tell you to join us once you're not trapped in your shadow jail.
Thanks.
Cheers. Have fun eating more mice.
Would you rather I preyed on humans?
Depends on which one.
Van Helsing beckoned seaward Renfield, Chauncey, and their armada of villagers around a table in a sopping, dank pub.
To kill a beast, one must rise above their own humanity. Wickedness is the very nature of a monster. This can only be combated with rightful intention. You cannot let yourself succumb to the greater powers of the world. Complacency is weakness. Actions may move the world, but method will ensure victory.
It's all the same if I rip the thing's heart out.
And what if the thing doesn't have a heart?
Every living thing has a heart.
Your innocence is charming. Tell me, how do you kill the unkillable?
I reckon we're about to find out. We leave tonight. We don't let this get away from us.
Don't let your brashness get ahead of you.
Don't speak to the doctor like that.
Your tricks. These silver bullets and wooden stakes are fine, but they mean little on this table. We'll see what you have to say when you face the monster down.
These eyes are scarred far more than my body ever will be. I've seen the deepest pits of hell and returned victorious. Don't tell me what I have to say, because there is far more to learn from silence.
We leave tonight. Saddle up.
A small crowd mingled outside the Goldstadt Theater, whose marquee boasted Eric the Great. Count Dracula, Griffin, and Ella stuck out like a sore thumb as they walked up to the entrance. We're wasting time. We shouldn't be watching a show. We should be running or...
Please, finish the sentence. What should we be doing?
Just anything but this.
Relax, my fair friend. I think that's a skill you've yet to acquire.
There are people coming for us.
Am I really the one who needs to calm you down?
I am fine.
Remember how we're literally monsters?
Keep your voice down.
How about we take our seats?
I should have a say in this.
You do have a say. I'm just choosing to ignore it.
Everyone, listen up. The show is about to begin. I need a volunteer, please. You!
Excuse me?
I think he means you.
You've got to be kidding me.
Come on, you've got to go up there.
I'm not going up there.
Please, ma'am, bring her up.
What was it you said about relaxing?
Just stop. I'm going.
Aha! What's your name, ma'am?
Ella.
A hand for Ella. Please stand next to my lovely assistant.
Right over here, miss.
Before your very eyes, I will place Julie in this box and use this saw to cut through. She will come out unharmed.
Wonderful.
Would you like to enter the box, Julie?
Of course.
Now, Ella, would you like to check the box for any tricks?
Looks fine to me.
I kindly request that you check the box for any possible tricks.
Listen, I'm good. I'm here. You can do your stupid trick.
Stupid trick? I'm simply trying to entertain.
You're doing wonderfully.
Do you mean to mock me?
How about you just get on with it?
What monster are you that you feel the need to embarrass me?
Hey, I'm not.
On with the trick.
Hey there, don't you think you should slow down?
It's quite unlike anything you've seen before.
Buddy. I think you're hurting her.
I'll show you.
Please! Stop, please! No!
He's killing her. Get over!
Get off me.
Get off her!
A beast!
Get off her.
This is not good.
No, it is not. We need to get out of here.
And go where?
He's here. Who? Follow me. We need to get Ella.
What's gotten into you?
What are you?
I was just trying to save your wife.
Get her!
Ella!
Nice trick.
Out of the theater.
Oh, really? And to where?
That's what I said.
Follow that man.
Who?
Kill the werewolf.
Okay, I'm coming.
Where are we going?
This way. Follow him.
Would you mind mentioning who?
Go.
Into the house?
When did that gate open? Don't tell me.
Enough questions. Just run.
All right, I need some answers.
I think you're about to get some.
Griffin. Old friend.
I knew you'd be happy to see me.
I've always found comfort in those who pursue the noble quest that is knowledge.
Even when your door remains bolted and locked?
A protective measure, I assure you.
I have no doubt.
You seem happy that you're inside my home once again.
It was an easy enough riddle to solve.
Ah, do tell.
A large gathering of people in the tallest building in town on the night of a thunderstorm. You wouldn't be able to keep yourself away.
I can never turn down an opportunity to take in new data.
And what an occurrence that was.
So here you are.
So, here I am.
I suppose I should introduce myself to your guests.
Unless you've lost all manners in your old age.
Not quite. You can call me the name that my parents gave me a long time ago. Victor Frankenstein.
Some place you've got here.
It's home. It's quite the home. And you're quite the individual. How do you mean? You're not like anyone else, are you?
Doctor.
Excuse my wording, I forget myself sometimes. Nevertheless, no, I am not. My dear Griffin, a werewolf and a vampire. You certainly incurred odd companionship.
Well, I didn't come here without reason.
You never do. How about we put a cup on and you tell me the story that you are undoubtedly dying to tell?
And so we were driven here.
You say that as if you were forced here, specifically.
I'll admit, I did steer us in this direction. I had a feeling you would have an answer to all of this madness.
It's quite the story, Griffin.
So do you have our answer?
How about that tea?
Tea.
What is that?
I'd appreciate if you changed your attitude towards my friend, Ella.
Friend?
Most impressive, Victor.
Tea.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Take anything you'd like. There's spice bags along that wall.
You do a lot of cooking? Those are huge bags.
No, but I leave the house little enough that I don't know when the next time I might need something will be.
Welcome.
Jesus.
So?
Your answers. Yes. I saw something in the theater tonight. It's exactly what you're looking for. There is a thing called evil in this world. It is not a trait, but a real, tangible thing. A thing you can hold and observe. Men are not evil beings. Rather, it infects and exploits their will and intention. It drives them to madness. That is what happened tonight, and that is what you have been running from. These storms are no normal weather, for they carry that thing with them. So all those people, yes, driven by it, their ability to do good has been tainted. There are men who would exploit this evil, who would rise above it and use it for their foul intentions.
All of your skulls are too thick. I've been running all my life. This isn't anything that can be cured.
You're not wrong. Look at all of us. We're different. Beasts, monsters in their eyes. Evil needs a scapegoat, a reason to justify itself. It demands its own cause.
So we'll be running forever.
Not exactly.
Some lab you've got here.
Simply put, life is energy. It's this invisible force that powers everything, from these ceiling lights to my mouth as it says these words.
Excuse me, Doctor. I'm not quite sure we follow.
Of course. My mind, you know.
Too well.
Would you come here, my friend?
Yes, friend.
Pull back the cloth, please.
Cloth?
Oh, that's a dead body.
Several, actually. A slightly improved version of the original.
Original?
Of course. What separates him from the body here? And really, from all of you? This one is dead. For all intents and purposes, yes. I'm not too fond of the word dead. This lacks life. It lacks energy. Energy. It's the reason we all have consciousness, isn't it? If we can harness that energy, specifically that evil energy, we can fight it back out of existence.
And what about the others, the ones who are after us?
We'll be able to harness their energy too, into one super powerful being. This body.
Let me get this straight. We are going to fight evil? Like as a thing, just evil? The thing? Evil?
Yes.
I guess I've had stranger times.
I'll need another day to prepare. What if there's no storm? This isn't going anywhere. It is no natural occurrence. Until then, we prepare. Tomorrow, we fight. Welcome back to The Dark Ones, Chapter 6. Jack Seaward, flanked by Captain Chauncey and the monster hunter Abraham Van Helsing, rode into Goldstadt early the next day. Their band of weary warriors fell in line behind them, beaten down by the night storm. A row of dead bodies had been lined up alongside the Goldstadt Theater, casualties of the riot that had begun just hours before.
We're in the right place.
Are they all?
Hold fast, Renfield.
I've never seen carnage like this.
You, sir. What happened here?
What concern is it of yours?
Because I'm too familiar with this scene. Are you going to make me guess?
Our town was attacked last night by a monster. My wife.
What manner of beast was it?
You wouldn't believe me.
Was it the bat that flies by, undisturbed till it sucks your body dry of life? An invisible man, shielding his true form? Or perhaps the wolf, taken by a fit of rage?
You were looking for them.
We're hunting them.
Who knew they were a thing to hunt?
All things are a thing to hunt, with the right mindset.
Where did they go?
We lost them in the conflict.
I know this area. I've heard rumors as well. There's something you failed to tell us.
Is there?
You have a beast of your own.
I have never seen the monster.
That doesn't mean it's not there.
What's this?
There's a doctor stowed away on the mansion on the hill. No one's seen him in years.
But you have seen him?
When I was a boy, he had a wife, an assistant, and a daughter. I knew her well.
Had?
There were always rumors of what he was doing in there. Some said he could beat death. One day they were just all gone. We would still see him from time to time, but never the others. A few days later, graves showed up on his lawn.
This road has been plagued by too much death. It's the same thing in every town we travel to. This will be the last of it.
Gather every able-bodied person in town. Will descend upon the manor tonight before they're able to plan their escape.
Hi.
Hello.
Help?
I'm okay.
Okay.
You're a real talker, aren't you?
Talk.
Sure thing, guy.
Picture.
Sure.
Look. You look. I found
What do you have there?
picture.
What the? Where did you get that?
Picture.
Give it here.
Picture.
Get back here!
Picture.
It's not yours, it's...
Whoa there! What's the rush?
Sorry, Doc.
What's that there?
Picture.
Let's see. Why, that's you, Ella.
Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
Is this your husband?
No. Fiancé.
I'm assuming the ceremony is off the table.
That's one way to say it.
What happened?
Cutting straight to the chase there, aren't you?
I have lived too many years to waste any time.
I killed him.
Oh,
Not wasting any time.
I appreciate that. Do tell.
The first time I got bit, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was driven mad those first few days. I couldn't control it. I learned how to, though. I can control it now. At least most of the time. But on a full moon...
You lose control. I have known a werewolf or two in my day.
There are others?
No one is truly alone, Ella. I can relate to you more than I'd like to admit.
Do you turn into a bear in your free time?
Alas, that would make for lighter conversation. When I was a younger man, I was consumed by my work. It drove all those around me far away, and I didn't notice. Our friend here was not my first attempt. I had spent years channeling energy into rats and monkeys and anything else I could get a hand on. When it finally worked on a human, it went mad. It ran amok and... Yes, it was by the monster's hand, but I was at fault. Elizabeth, Mary, Fritz. The cost of my discovery.
You kept trying to fix it.
How could I not? I had to keep trying, and it led to success.
Picture.
Did you ever try to bring him back?
No, never. I've considered it, sure. But no one should be judged for the darkness that finds their mind in the late hours.
Are we going to die tonight?
I stopped thinking about that a long time ago.
Thank you. I'll just...
How long have you been in here?
I think you know the answer.
Does that trick ever get old?
No, it doesn't.
You are the master of secrets, Griffin.
I prefer to call that being knowledgeable.
Do you ever get down on the world, having seen so much?
Sometimes, yes. But it has a way of coming around. You should take a trip sometime. I know a few lagoons you might enjoy.
Assuming tonight isn't our last night.
Well, yes.
Do you think we are going to die tonight?
No.
Well, I'll return to work. It won't be long.
Right.
Some distance outside town, a man stumbled down the road, barely recognizable under the dirt and mud that stained his skin and torn clothes. A trader and his wife approached from the opposite direction.
Hello? Sir, are you okay?
Honey, help him.
Let me get you into our cart. There's a town not far off.
Look at his neck. There's blood.
Please, sir, I can help.
No, I'm fine. In fact, I've never been better.
Welcome back to The Dark Ones, Chapter 7, the final chapter. The setting sun above Goldstadt fought a losing battle against the thick clouds that had formed over the city. It succumbed to the growing gray tendrils, and the world fell into darkness as the storm rolled in.
Doctor,
Yes?
do you need anything?
No.
Okay. Because if you do,
I don't.
Oh. Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to say?
No, Yes.
What?
Why are we here?
Do you see over on the trees there? On the top branch?
I do.
Bats. 4 of them. Just another animal in this world. Yet now I fear them. I don't want to anymore.
Can't we do that without killing them?
I admire that you have not yet seen the world. Make sure you're ready tonight.
Yes, sir.
One of the bats hanging from the tree loosens its feet from the branch and flit through the air towards Frankenstein's manor, unseen by anyone below. Dracula swooped into one of the top floor windows.
There are so many of them.
Dracula?
Ella,
What are you doing?
I was scouting outside.
Yeah?
There are a lot of them. My village and yours, plus everyone here.
So it's shaping up to be quite the battle.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
If you're not...
I never wanted to be like this. It's been 400 years, and all I've wanted to be is normal.
You and me both, bud.
I just wish there was something we could do to fix this.
I think that's what we're doing. Embracing who we are, and instead of running from it.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks.
Ella nodded and turned down the hall, but pulled something from her pocket, the jar of moonroot. Suddenly self-conscious, she replaced it and continued on. A mob had formed in the center of Goldstadt. The villagers, sailors, and ruffians were armed with rifles, pitchforks, torches, and anything else they could get their hands on.
Listen up! Listen! Take nothing for granted. We are but humans facing things far beyond our ilk. Those of you with weapons will lead the charge.
No! I shall lead the charge.
What's happening?
They're coming. So it would appear.
Doc, can we get this thing going?
I'm not done.
Not done?
Can you comprehend the science behind what we're doing?
No.
Then let me work, would you?
That's wise advice, I think.
What do you suggest we do?
We need to defend this place for the time being. Frankenstein, how much time do you need?
Until I finish.
You heard him?
He didn't say anything.
We fend them off for as long as we need to.
The whole village?
Don't tell me you don't appreciate the challenge.
Am I letting too much on?
Help!
Whoa there, big guy. You can help.
Help!
You're awfully quiet over there, Dracula.
I guess this isn't who I am. The fighting.
Well, they certainly don't think so outside. It's funny how that works.
I don't want to hurt anyone. I can't.
Don't worry, you don't need to. How many are there?
A lot, and they're close. They're all mad.
No, bad.
You said it, big guy.
Griffin, what do we do?
There is good in the hearts of men. Tonight, we fight for it.
That's them.
Bad.
I'll draw them off, as much as I can.
What?
At least part of that group specifically wants my head on a pike. If I can split them up.
No, you'll put yourself at risk.
Like we're not already?
Ella.
You know it's what needs to happen.
I may not want to admit it, but I can hold half of this place by myself. You know that.
We don't need heroes. I'll distract them once they get in.
If they get in.
When? Dracula, you hold upstairs. You'll be our last line of defense.
Harder! Break down the door! We've got them trapped.
Ahoy! Look there! The wolf is diving out the window! Get the wolf!
No, fools! Get back here!
Leave them be, Seaward! Through the door!
It's empty.
Hold your tongue.
Here.
Where did that come from?
Are you that much of a fool?
The invisible man.
Here, this way.
Watch out!
Bad.
Watch out!
Kill the wolf!
Ella bound between the narrow streets and crooked buildings, drawing out a crowd of oncoming attackers. She snarled and snapped her thick, powerful jaw, daring anyone to make the first move. Driven by black fury, the sailors launched themselves at the werewolf. Ella batted them away with sheer power. And then there was only Captain Chauncey.
Back off! I'll kill you, I swear!
Neither of them had noticed the raggedy man who had entered the town square.
Die!
Out!
Get back! I said get back!
Fire!
You've done good, Renfield.
Thank you, sir.
Follow in here. Quiet.
Where are the others?
Quiet. Those spice bags there. See?
Yes.
Grab one. Quiet.
Okay.
Throw it up. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah!
No.
There he is! The invisible man!
You got him!
Take this! Foul otherworldly thing!
Seaward!
In here!
Frankenstein's monster's been dealt with. I've never seen anything like that.
That corpse is none of my concern. We're far from done.
Who goes there?
You.
Is that
Victor? You've ruined me. You've ruined everything. You've made me.
No! Victor!
I'll kill you both! Leave me alone!
No.
You're done, Victor.
You've done this. You.
What you are isn't who you are, Victor. You've always been a monster.
I'm done. You're done? Yes. It's just a matter of tilting this lever here and then pressing this button to initialize the strike. Yes. We're saved.
Dracula.
Even among monsters, the vampire's most feared. Here, a silver bullet. One shot.
Thank you.
This is your fight.
And mine. I came this far. For you, Doctor.
I'll guard the entrance.
Right. Quiet now.
They're coming up. You said to buy you time.
You're an immortal being, my dear Count. Time means very little.
The others
will be fine.
No!
This old man will not stand in my way.
What have you done?
Do you wish to kill me? As you have so many others.
I have killed no one.
You're a monster.
No. You've tricked all those around you. There is no truth in your cause.
Back off! I'll kill you! There's a silver bullet in this rifle!
There is good in you. I see it.
No.
Kill the beast, Renfield!
This is the end. You can see what's good.
I can't.
The lever.
Doctor.
Pull the lever behind you.
No!
No! I must leave. This war rages on.
Black energy funneled out of the storm cloud and into the manor. The once furious mob began to fall unconscious as the inky gas passed out of them and towards the brewing mass that formed in and around the laboratory.
Seaward!
Back up!
The energy burst into the corpse that lay on the gurney in the center of the room. Its black eyes opened, animated with pure evil.
This ends now. Get out!
Never had the world seen such a fight. Frankenstein's monster ripped through whatever it could get its hands on to bite and tear at Dracula, whose power had not even begun to reach its maximum velocity. But still, it was not enough. Dracula lay against the side of the manor, the rain beating down on him, consumed by fear.
I can't.
But across the yard, Ella was hurrying back towards the manor.
Dracula!
Ella!
The sight of the werewolf bounding towards him burned Dracula's fear away.
I can't.
Why is everyone else unconscious? I'm fine. I've got to help them. I've still got the rifle. The silver bullet.
The silver bullet burst through the rain and found its target easily. The next day, the sky was blue and clear over Goldstadt. A line of sailors and villagers trudged out of the town and down the road, with Renfeld in the lead. Seaward, now broken and ashamed, was amongst them. The once great magician Eric shuffled through his town, cleaning and helping wherever he could. The town lay silent, for there was little to say. A new grave had been erected outside the manor. The simple stone slab plainly read, Victor Frankenstein. Count Dracula, Ella, Griffin, and a newly reconstructed Frankenstein's monster stared at it solemnly. Around them, the yard lay in shambles.
I think I'll take some time to clean all of this up. Could be nice.
Could be.
Well, there's a harbor a few towns over if you want to pick up a new job.
I think I'm okay.
So what are you going to do?
Settle down, take a nap. I don't know.
Miss you. Picture.
Yeah, I'll miss you too.
You could come back with me if you needed someplace to stay.
That's enough of an invite.
Thank you for everything.
Until next time.
Next time.
And how about I invite a few others? Make it interesting.
Maybe.
Is this all yours?
It was.
I could get used to this.
Of course you will.
You've been listening to The Dark Ones, a 7-part radio drama, written, directed, and engineered by Ryan Blewett, starring Ryan Blewett, Dom Fera, Anna Brisbin, Shannon Barry, Sam Vest, TJ Smith, Nick Oldershaw, Maegan Deeble, Tim Jennings, Dan Rudd, Emily Rudd, Luke Chase, and Eddy Burback. Music found at bensound.com, freestockmusic.com, and museopen.org. Additional music by Jeff Pamodi Bryce. Please subscribe on SoundCloud and iTunes and leave a review. You can contact The Dark Ones at contactthedarkones@gmail.com. Thank you and have a nice night.